So we are in module 9. Continue. Module 9, lesson 1. Circumference of circles. We are on page 447. And today is 19 January. Now let's remember what we took yesterday. Yesterday we took, this is a circle, and we took the definition of the circle. It's important. We have center, we have chord, we have radius, and we have what? Diameter, right? We call this diameter, and we call this center, sorry, radius. And this is the center, and this is, we call it chord, right? And we said that the diameter is 2 radii. So the diameter is 2 radii. Don't forget that. And we have 2 formulas for the circumference. Circumference means big C. It can be 2 multiply pi multiply r, and C can be pi multiply d. These 2 formulas, we can use them to find the circumference. And we said that pi is a 3.14 and it is rounded value. Done? Now, yesterday we said you can use which formula of them depending on the question. If the question wants gives you the radius, we use the first formula, right? If the question gives you the diameter, we use the second formula, right? Good. We took example 1, I think, and 2. Check. Good. So we took example 1, example 2, and they're checked together, right? Good. Now, look at the board. Example 3. It's important item. Example. Yesterday, in the 2 examples, don't write it. I'm talking. Yesterday, in the examples and the check, what we did, the question gave me the radius and the diameter, and the question wants me to find the circumference, right? So we put the formula and we replace the radius or the diameter, we replace pi normally and multiply. Today we'll do the opposite. The question will give me the circumference, okay? And the question wants from me to find me either the radius or the diameter. And yesterday, just don't be confused. Yesterday, the question, yesterday, the radius or the diameter given, right? And wanted mean the circumference. Today, what we will do today, the circumference will be what? Given. Wanted to find either the radius or the diameter. And by the way, if you know the radius, you can know the diameter. If you know the diameter, you can know the radius. We said the radius is the half of the diameter. The diameter is 2 of the radius, right? Done? Yeah, let's go to example 3 now. Example 3. Page 451. In example 3, let's read the example together. Find the diameter given the circumference, the title of the example, right? Let's read the example. One of the largest fountains in the world, Singapore's Fountain of Wealth, consists of a circular bronze ring that has a circumference of how much? 60. So the circumference given, how much? C is given, how much? Meters. The circumference is given. What the question wants from me? Find the approximate diameter. The question wants me to find what? the diameter, and use 3.14 for pi round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. So the question wants me to find mean. Look at the board. This is the question in front of you. The summary of the question on the board, right? C is given how much? 66 meters. The wanted is what? The diameter. Done? Done? Done. Now I will go to the formulas here. C is given and diameter wanted, right? We have two formulas. Which one I will use? The one which has these, right? The one which has these things. Which formula has the two things here? The circumference and the diameter. The second one, right? So I didn't use the first one. Why? The question give me the circumference, but the question doesn't want the radius. The question wants what? The diameter. So I will use the second formula to find the diameter, right? Yeah, I'll go and use the second formula. Look at the board. C equal pi multiply D, right? Now replace. Now what? Replace. C is given how much? Don't put equal like that. I hate this thing. I hate it. The solution will be what? Under, steps under each other, right? So here, the circumference given, how much the circumference? So I'll replace the C by how much? Equal comes down. The pi, we know it, 3.14. Do we know D? No. Multiply D, right? I want D. The missing or the unknown comes down, right? Right. What's this? What we call this? Who can tell me what we call this? Multiplication equation. Excellent, boys. Multiplication equation. Remember, when we have multiplication equation, what we do? We divide both sides by coefficient. So 66 equal 3.14 multiply D 3.14 D. No need to put the multiply between a number and a variable, right? Now I will divide both sides by what? 3.14 and here 3.14 is done. Still means what I want, right? D equal, divide this. I'll use my calculator. I want the exact because maybe we will round. Just give me a second. 66 divided by 3.14. It is a lot of numbers after the decimal. A lot of numbers after the decimal. 21.019108, a lot. The question said at the end, round the nearest hundreds. This is the answer here. 21.019108, a lot of numbers. But where is the hundredth? The second digit after the decimal, which is mean in one. The hundred, THS, it is the second digit after the decimal. The first digit after the decimal, we call it 10. That. So this one, I will round it. After it, it has 9. So the one will be what? 2. And I got it. So the answer here for D is how much? 21.02. Done. What's the unit? Meter. So D equal 21.02 is. So be careful to be confused between what we did yesterday and what we did now here. Yesterday, the question gave you the radius or the diameter and wanted from you to find the circumference. Just put the formula and apply directly. Today, we do the opposite. The question gave you the circumference and wanted from you to find what? The radius or the diameter. Done? You understand it? Good boys. Right. Let's go to the check after this example together. We have check after this example. Let's read it and write it in steps, please. In steps. Let's do the check after this example. We are on the check, sorry, page 452. Let's find it. The question said, find the approximate what? Diameter of a basket hook that has a circumference of 56.52 inches. So the circumference here is given. How much? I see equal 56.52 what? The unit inches. Given. They want from us to find use 3.14 for pi round to the nearest hundred if necessary. At the beginning, the question said find the approximate what? Diameter. So they wanted from me to find the diameter. Right? Same steps. I will write the formula. I will replace the given and the not given or the wanted comes down and the normal multiplication equation. C equal pi multiply B. See how much? 56.52 equal pi 3.14 multiply D. I don't know D. Right? Fahim Marwan? Goodbye. Now, what I will do, this is multiplication equation. I will divide both sides by the coefficient, which is 3.14. Remember the equation? Yeah. So I will divide both sides. I'll rewrite it. 56.52 equal 3.14 D. I will divide both sides by the coefficient. D equal now, make normal division 56.52 divided by 3.14 and round, it will be approximate 18 inches. Why they said approximate, round? Why they said that always? Yesterday we said the value of pi, handle pi, it is not exactly 3.14. It is what? Rounded to 3.14. That's why our answers in circumference and everything in circles will be rounded always. Okay? Done? Good.
Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Pi is infinitely numbers or what?
Yeah, Mr. Yes. It will be a lot of digits here after decimal, but they rounded it to 3.14.
Okay.
To find pi, divide 22. Use your calculator.
Over 7.
Divide 22 over 7. This is another value for the pi. Yesterday we said that you can use the 3.14 and you can use the 22 over 7. Gives you the same. If you divide in your calculator 22 over 7, it will be 3.14 and a lot of digits. A lot of digits. That's why they round it. Okay? Right. Now, let's go to the example 4. Example 4. Focus with me, please. Let's read example 4 together. Find what? Find what? The approximate radius. So they wanted from me to find what here? The radius, not the diameter, the English word. But the question, if you want from you to find something, the question should give you something, right? What is it? Now, find the approximate radius of a circle with a circumference of 70.82 inches. So C is given 70.82 what? Inches. So they want the radius and they gave me what? The circumference. I will use the formula which connects between the radius and the circumference. Which formula? We have two formulas, remember? It's two formulas, don't forget them. This one connects the circumference by the radius. So I will use this one, not this one. بده الديامتر بنستخدم هذا، بده الراديوس بنستخدم هذا، صح؟ Yeah. So here I will write my formula. Don't forget to write the formula always. 2 pi r, right? That formula. Now replace C given. See how much C? Under of the C, I will write its value 70.82 equal. ال 2 نعرفها. صح؟ الباي نعرفها. Yes. Multiply 3.14. الراديوس نعرفها. لا. Multiply the radius. Comes down. Done? Now I will simplify just one step before I divide. I will multiply 2 by these two numbers. I will simplify them. So 70.82 equal 6.28 if you multiply 2 by 3.14, right? Don't forget mean in R, right? Is it clear? Now, simply I will use the division to find R. So I will divide both sides by what? And here, so R equal, divide and find your answer, and round, it will be 11.28. 11.28 what? Inches. Yes. عادي فocus المultiply. عادي. But I need to put it between the numbers. The multiply here, I need to put it. I cannot write 2, 3.14. Here I need to put it. Here it's okay. If you put multiply R or you didn't, it's okay. خلاص خلاص no. جاوبنا. Next, the check. Find the approximate radius of a circle with a circumference 7.92. The check. Let's go to the check. Check after this example. Given what? What's the given here? The circumference 7.92 centimeter, right? C equal 7.92 centimeter. Find what? The approximate radius. So they want R. Use the formula, replace, simplify, divide, and round. So here C equal 2 pi R. See how much? 7.92 equal. The 2 comes down. Multiply the pi, 3.14. Multiply mean the radius. مظبوط? Now multiply 2 by 3.14. Just to simplify, you multiply these two numbers. 7.92 equal 2 by 3.14, 6.28, and the R comes down. Multiplication equation, divide both sides by the coefficient. So I will divide both sides by what here? By 6.28 by 6.28. Cross. So R equal 7.92 divided by 6.28. It will be 1 point exactly. Rounded to 1.26. The unit is centimeters. Okay, guys. You understand? Yesterday and today. Goodbyes. Double check, please, in steps. Yes, Rayyan.
Mr.
Hmm.
Can after we finish the question, you back the example before the check before example number 4 because I want to check the check before example number 4.
The check before example number 4. Wait. This one.
This
يلا بسرعة. Done, you mister? We'll check the last one. Done the check, guys. Let's do, this is finished at 8:20, right? Right. Let's do the apply question. The apply question. See it? Yeah. Now in the apply question, we have apply question, page 453. The apply question, we have two gardens. We have two gardens, circular gardens. Okay. The first garden for a girl called Kama. Called what? Kama. Kama has a circular garden with a radius of 3 feet. So the first radius given, how much? 3 feet. The other garden for her neighbor. The other garden has a radius longer than this radius by how much? 1.5 feet, right? Let's read the question now. What? This is the diameter for the whole circle, but it is radius longer than the 3 by 2.5. It's the same, okay? Fine. Now, Kama has a circular garden with a radius of 3 feet. The diameter of her neighbor's circular garden is 2.5 feet longer than the diameter of Kama's garden, right? مظبوط? Again, the given is the radius for the Kama, right? And they said the diameter of the neighbor is longer than the diameter of Kama's garden, okay, by 2.5. How much landscape in edging does her neighbor need to border her garden? To border her garden means like she wants to put something here around, right? And this is what? The circumference, right? So I need to find the circumference of the neighbor, right? Yalla, see, to find the circumference of of the neighbors, EI ولا IE? EI ده مخبط فيها of the neighbor's garden. Done? Right. The radius here 3. The radius for Kama, how much? 3. The radius for Kama, how much? 3. Good. And so the diameter for Kama, how much should be? The diameter 6. Right? Again, the radius for Kama, 3. So it is diameter, how much? 6. Let's read the question again. The question said, Kama has a circular garden with radius of 3 feet. The diameter of her neighbor's circular garden is 2.5 feet longer than the diameter of Kama. Right? What's the diameter of the neighbor? Exactly. So if the radius of the Kama 3, so it is diameter how much? 6. The question said for the neighbor, it is 2.5 longer than the diameter of Kama. So D for the Kama how much? For the neighbor, sorry, 6 and 2.5, it will be 8.5. Do you understand? If I know the radius for the neighbor, okay, I can know what? The circumference. If I know the diameter, I can know what? The circumference. Use the formula C equal pi multiply V. C equal pi how much? 3.14. Multiply the diameter how much? 8.5. Multiply. You have, yalla multiply. 8 multiply 8.5 multiply 3.14. It will be 26.69. What's the unit? Do you understand it? Again. في عندنا كاما وجارتها. حلو؟ الكاما وايش؟ وجارتها. أقول لك forget the two seconds. Forget them. I will separate them. This is for comma and this is for the neighbor. Okay? The radius of comma given, how much? 3. But the radius or the diameter for the neighbor not given. They said that the diameter of the neighbor is longer than the diameter of comma by 2.5. Done? So I need to know the diameter of comma, so I can know the diameter of the neighbor, right? So if the radius of comma 3, what's its diameter? 6. صح? So the question said, give me information that the diameter of the neighbor is more than the diameter of comma by 2.5. So 6 and 2.5, how much it will be? 8.5. Now I know the diameter of mean of the neighbor, so I go and use it to find the circumference using the formula. Done? Good boy. Now still we have the check. I think we have 3 minutes. Let's read it quickly. If we didn't solve it today, tomorrow inshallah I will solve it while we are checking the question. So if you be online, just focus with me. A nickel has a diameter that is 2.16 millimeter longer than the diameter of penny. يعني مين ومين؟ penny وإيش؟ check after the apply question. عندنا نيكل وعندنا مين؟ البني. مين الأكبر؟ النيكل أكبر صح؟ مظبوط؟ نيكل وبني. I will call this N. I will call this P. خلاص؟ Let's read the question again. A nickel has a diameter that is 2.16 millimeter longer than the diameter of a penny. خلاص؟ طيب. If the radius of the penny is 9.525, the penny, the radius of it, how much? 9.525. The radius of the penny given, how much? 9.525. Okay? Okay? Good. Let's go read the question again. The nickel has a diameter that is 2.16 millimeter longer than the diameter of penny. But what's the diameter of penny? This is the radius. ركزوا. You added it? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I thought you said 9.5. So if the radius of the penny is 9.525, the diameter for it how much? 2 multiply 9.525. How much, ya Yusuf? Are you sure? This is the diameter of what? Of penny. Let's read the question again. So the question said, a nickel has a diameter that is 2.16 longer than the diameter of penny. So what's the diameter for the nickel now? 19.05 plus اللي هو 2.16 longer by 2.16. It will be what? 21. Is this clear? So the question gives me the radius of the penny. From the radius, I found the diameter, right? The question said the nickel is longer than by 2.16. So I added them to find out, see what the question wants. What is the circumference of the nickel? C equal pi multiply D equal 3.14 multiply the D for the nickel, how much? 21.21. How much? Multiply. To clear me. Round to the nearest 10. 66.6 it will be. 66.6 what? The unit? Milli. Do you understand? Thank you. That's all for today. Guys in the online, if you have any question, you can ask me tomorrow in the class. And yesterday I asked you to solve the first 4 questions, 1, 2, 3, 4. Today you need to finish the questions, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Done? Done, guys. Thank you so much. That's all for today.